Hi Cancer, this is Trudy at Virtual Tarot, and I'm here to do a reading for you. I'm here to create your reading. Very excited for January, the very first month of 2017. Please, if you get a chance, click on the link below because you will see that we have created, your guides and me have created a year-long love reading for you, one card for every month. This will be posted in the month of December. And so please take a look-see. First card to come up for you, the sneaky card. 7. Here we go. There is the 7 of Swords reversed. And so this is interesting. Swords, again, if you're learning to read with me, represent that which we have created between our ears, I guess is the best way to describe this. This is perception, belief systems. This is how we move around within our world. This is everything that has to do with the operating system between our ears. Once again, this has to do with intent. And so again, January opens up in a very interesting way for you. For some of you, you may find that you're dealing with someone around you who is maybe not showing you all of their cards. Again, I believe it's called the sneaky card because you can see this gentleman's taken off with someone else's ideas or belief system or even property, or perhaps they haven't showed all of their cards, so to speak. If you're a Cancer and you feel as if there's someone around you who may not have your best interests in the forefront of their mind, you might want to pay attention to that because it looks very much as if Spirit's giving you a little tip off, and forewarned is forearmed, so much better to know beforehand. And so I'm hearing for some of our Cancers that after the holiday season, they also may be feeling a bit as if they have been, I'm hearing, robbed, or someone who's taken off with something that's near and dear to you, some of your possessions. And so watch out for that. It could be pretty minor. It is reversed, and so I don't think it's something that's going to really break the year, but it's an interesting way to open up. Now, if we're speaking to love, I would say maybe there could be a situation where you may be giving up too much of your personal property or your ideas, and it might be better for you. And as we continue on with this reading, I'll have a better idea actually what this card means, but it might be better for you not to lay out everything that you have created, I'm hearing. So there's some sort of thing, and it could be technology, it could be a copyright, a patent, it could be something that's of value to you, that if someone took off with that information even, that could hurt you. And so it might be better not to share everything, to divulge every secret, because you don't want someone sneaking away with that and creating havoc later on. So again, you know, whatever you're doing in private maybe should be kept private. And if you're in a relationship right now, just be a little bit wary, because some of the things that you're sharing about your personal, very personal life could be shared out, and you might feel uncomfortable with that. The other side of that is you might be sharing too much of what's going on within the relationship, and so that can also, other people can take that and run with it. And so be a little bit careful. You want to protect that which is yours. You want to protect your relationship with whomever it is that you're trying to grow with. And the best way to grow together is to grow together. You don't want to share out and have other people giving you advice that maybe isn't in your best interest. Next card coming up is the Is It Gonna Pay Off card, we've got the Seven of Pentacles, and this card speaks to insurance sometimes. It is in the reverse and in the challenge position. So looking for insurance that this relationship that maybe we could be airing our dirty laundry a little bit, possibly. We want insurance that it's actually going to pay off, or assurance. And how are we looking for that? Well, we're looking to see if it's actually going to grow, if it can take root, and whether or not this is something that we want to continue to invest in. And so there's been a moment in time, I'm hearing, where you felt as if this was taking root and that there was going to be sort of this new possibility, something that could grow, and even maybe you wanted to grow in a different spot with the person that you're with and not where you're at, because you're not so sure that all of the work, effort, and energy that's been put in that particular place is going to pay off. But this is still very positive because you are trying to take root, and so the two of you actually are working together to make sense of this entire thing. Now, at the end of this reading, Cancer, I'm going to go ahead and read for those who are looking for love. But right now, we're in the midst of a relationship reading. Next card to come up is the Four of Wands. This really has to do with looking for a way to create stability. And so we're trying to lay down some type of foundation. And there's a delay here for some reason. These cards are coming up reversed, but that doesn't mean that this isn't a possibility. The way to turn this around is to keep all of your intellectual property, anything, ideas, anything that the two of you are plotting with. I'm hearing that. There's got to be some plotting going on here. Keep that to yourself. Keep that in your tent and do not share it out, because that will take down the walls of whatever you're building. And so you want to make sure that you've got a proper foundation, because a proper foundation for you is really going to help keep you from being tricked by others, or robbed of that which you have. So that foundation, you want to lay it down, you want to stay in a place that is stable, reliable, friends around you who you can trust. I'm also hearing that there may be some instability going on because there are some construction issues around you, or things going on within the home. And so settling those things can help a lot. Gardening, again, seems to be an issue. And so if you're thinking of growing something, it doesn't necessarily have to be green, but it can be really anything that you're trying to grow, which is financial, or even you're trying to grow your business or anything like that. If you're questioning whether or not the time, energy, and effort that you're putting in is going to make a difference, or if it's just going to wither on the vine, then that can really put a dent in your ability to create any kind of stability. And so you'll know what this means, but to turn that around, and it's really a faith card, because we really have to wait and see and believe that those seeds which we are planted will be viable, and if we tend and care for them, that they will grow and sustain us, right? Last card to come up, we've got the Eight of Pentacles. It's very interesting. A lot of this has to do for Cancer. In January, it's like, hey, is this really worth it, Alfie? You know, what's it all about? And it's really all about paying attention to everyday mundane things, little things that can really, if you don't pay attention to them, it's like leaking, dripping water. If you don't pay attention to the details, you are going to feel annoyed, and then maybe even a little bit suspect, I guess, because we've got that 7 coming up. And so it doesn't seem to me as if there's any real issue here other than the fact that you are maybe watching to see if somebody's going to rip you off. And I mean, that's sort of a mentality, don't rip me off. I want everything out on the table. I want all my cards out on the table. But the other part to that, Cancer, and if you have a Cancer moon or a Cancer in Venus, this will speak to you as well, is that it does take a bit of faith. You do have to invest in your relationship, and you have to know that in order to have relationships, you have to have sort of this blind trust that as you do these little things for the other person, it's really going to pay off, and there will be this beautiful sustenance around you, and you're going to realize actually that those things can sustain you through the trying times, more difficult times. Be careful of letting the cat out of the bag, or the tongue out of the bag, I should say. Be careful, because you don't want others to weigh in and remove the stakes from the tent, so to speak, because at this point it feels more like a tent, and the foundation is still being laid. So with that said, pay attention to the details, because it is time to begin to lay that foundation. Now, if you're looking for love, I want to say this first card, 7, says that you need to be careful when you go out there to meet people, not to, and this is kind of crazy, but you don't want to leave your cell phone laying around. You don't want to leave your wallet laying around. I know this is a card of theft, okay? It can be that literal, but it can also mean that somebody just robbed you of your identity. So be careful of that as well. Identity theft is coming up in January. And also, if you are on the internet, be careful, because you don't want your identity stolen there, and you do not want to share too much. Do not overinvest if you're looking for love on the internet. I see that as well, because that's the challenge. You get overinvested with time, energy, and money, and what happens is you end up with a shaky foundation. So maybe timing for Cancer right now, it really has more to do with paying attention to your everyday life, to the everyday details of what's going on, because really the 7 here, what we have is we have the 7 of Swords, which says you kind of, somebody's just robbing you blind in a way, and you just don't want that to happen, because you're taking your eye off the ball, and you're overly, and I'm hearing you're trusting people too much with that, which is really something that you maybe is part of you that you don't value, or things that you aren't thinking about, and they can kind of go away if you're not careful. So again, be on your guard just a little bit this month, Cancer, and make sure that you are keeping the home front very well balanced, very stable, paying attention to the details, making sure that everyone is healthy, making sure everyone is happy, making sure you show up at the right time, making sure when a request is made that it's met. All of those things. Just be on your toes within relationship, and then also not to overshare if you're in relationship, not to trust those who may actually take joy in the fact that you're having a situation where you feel a little unbalanced and a little unstable. So, there are ways to work around that without letting everyone else see sort of what's going on. So have faith. Relationships take time to grow. Life takes time to unfold. This is a great year. So what you want to do is go and look at your year-long reading, 1 card for every month, and get a nice overview of the year. I do feel as if for you it's a great year. This reading really spoke more to Cancers who are in relationship, but it can also speak to those who are Cancers who have careers and who have to make sure that they are diligent about guarding what it is, how they present themselves, and who they are, their identity out in the world, guarding themselves against those who would like to steal maybe the accolades, the things that you've earned, take that for themselves. You know, that can happen as well. And so sometimes work situations can feel very competitive, and someone can actually leave with your whatever it is that you've come up with, even your paperwork. They can take, they can sign things. You know, I'm hearing that as well. Look out for that. Just be very attentive this month, and know and have faith that the time, energy, anything that you're investing, educate, all that stuff is going to pay off in the end. It really is. Just pay attention to detail, and don't be afraid to go back to square one. Don't be afraid to humble yourself a little bit, because in the end, you're going to come out on the top. That's you, Cancer. Thank you for joining me. I really look forward to seeing you in the month of February. And if you'd like a private and personal reading about this reading, which was very interesting, I may say, as I keep looking over at it, in my kitchen, please go to myvirtualtarot.com, purchase a reading. I will get with you right away. Email you from myvirtualtarot@gmail.com. Then your reading begins, and